Welcome back, sports fans. In this segment, I'm going to discuss where the Detroit Lions offense ranked last year, as well as a little bit where they ranked so far through the first week of this season. Okay, as we know, the Lions last year were 10th in passing, 21st in rushing, 17th overall, and 18th in offensive efficiency. And again, considering they didn't have Matt Stafford for 2/3 of the season, I would say that's pretty good. Last year, the Packers ranked 14th against the pass, 23rd against the run, 18th overall, and 15th in defensive efficiency. Matt Stafford in his career against the Packers has thrown for more yards than anybody. He also is tied with Johnny Unitas for the most touchdown passes. And except for last year's game, in the previous 9 games, he had had at least 2 touchdown passes in each game against the Packers. So based on that, seemingly, I would say he is going to have to match what Aaron Rodgers does in order for the Lions to have any shot of winning. There's no reason based on this that he ought not throw 2 touchdown passes. Not only that, but last week the Vikings lit the Packers up for quite a few yards, especially through the air. And the Packers also have some younger players who may be vulnerable against Matt Stafford, much like the Lions have younger players who will be vulnerable against Aaron Rodgers. So this ought to be an interesting matchup based on this. But while I said the Packers ought to score 30 points against the Lions, I'm not as confident about the Lions' ability to score against the Packers, even though the information is what I just said it was. And I'll get to that in the next segment. But with that having been said, I did say last week they weren't going to win if Kenny Golladay didn't play. And they very well could have. So they may surprise me in this regard. But there's no reason why the Lions ought not put up a lot of points against the Packers. In terms of rushing yards, the Lions did very well last week in that regard. The Packers last year gave about 120 yards a game, and they gave 134 to the Vikings last week. I don't know if the Lions running backs are as good as what the Vikings have. And in addition to that, the Lions are going to have to play not just at Lambeau Field, but the Packers' home opener. However, one advantage they're going to have offensively is the crowd is not going to be able to drown out Matt Stafford. So that could be a big advantage for him. And last year, the Packers allowed over 150 yards rushing, 120 is what I said. I was looking at the wrong stats. Sorry about that, everybody. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that regard. For sure. The other thing that's noteworthy is last year the Lions this year the Lions ranked 21st in offensive efficiency through week 1, and the Packers defense was second to last. So again, definitely an opportunity for Matt Stafford there to be sure. In the next segment, I'm going to go through the key injuries for each team. Or actually, I'm going to go through the key injuries, for each team. Stay tuned to the Detroit Lions tomorrow on Ed's Sports Channel.